Every spring without fail, I'm always just like, why am I so happy? Why do I feel so good right now? And then I remember that like I haven't seen the sun in months. So that'll do it. I am coming at you from Seattle, Washington, hence the not seeing the sun for months at a time. Luckily, our springs are pretty temperate. Actually, I'm able to wear full wool sweaters until end of May some years. So that like really extends my knitwear season out by quite a few more weeks than other less depressing climates. So can't win them all, but at least there's that. Today I wanted to share my spring knitting plans with you. So these are the things I'm going to like actually try to accomplish. I'm going to try to finish all of these now until June, end of June-ish. Is it going to happen? Unlikely. It is a kind of unreasonable amount, but I am going to do my absolute darndest, and that is not nothing. If you want to see some more spring patterns, I do have a spring pattern roundup that I can film for you, so let me know. Love a good pattern video. We're just gonna get right into the plans. I have notes again. So I'm gonna start with the 2 sweaters I currently have as whips that are a part of my overall spring plans. First of all, we have my dad's sweater that I'm knitting with La Bien-Aimé's Confetti Tweed in the color Yellow Brick Road. I'm just working plain stockinette in the round for the body. Got about that much. Still have a ways to go here. I haven't made much progress on this since the last time you saw it, but I'm hoping to have this done relatively soon. I talk about this a lot more in depth in my last video, so if you want to hear the absolute nitty-gritty of this, watch that video because I can't get into it again. It's a lot happening with this. So that is a whip currently. That is a part of my spring plans and would like to finish this soon. Next up is a project I'm having a lot more fun with. And again, you will have heard about this in agonizing length in my last video, but this is my Olga jacket by Petite Knit. I did a mid-project block, so it's still on the barber cord, which by the way, I need to talk about this, okay? I have been sitting on this anger for like a year, and I need to talk about it. So you guys know barber cords, right? Like the original knitting barber cord, such a scam. I'm gonna say it, we're all thinking it, such a scam. They charge a good $15 for this little tin of these cords that you use to hold your stitches while you try things on or mid-project block them or whatever. You can get a spool of this exact like tubing stuff for, I shit you not, like $5. Like yards upon yards upon yards of it. And they're just cutting it and selling it for $15? Okay, listen, I love a girl boss as much as the next person, but that's insane. Is that not crazy? I'm sorry. It's just like, I bought the barber cords. I bought the actual barber cords. And then I was looking at them and I was like, I think I could find this on the internet. I don't know why I didn't have that thought before I spent $15 on them. That was convenient. And then I looked it up and it was like, oh, okay, cool. So I did in fact just get robbed. That's awesome. Something to think about. Don't do what I did there, because it still makes me a little bit angry a year later. Beside the point, back to my Olga jacket. Mid-project blocked her. We love her. She's so cute. I am having so much fun with this project. Again, talked about it last video, so I won't go too crazy here, but oh, look at that. It's so good. I love this. It's so cute. Look at it. I'm so excited to wear this. Ugh. Okay, so for this project, I'm using Pure Gynt Sandus Garn in the natural Tutti Frutti color and ochre. Another side note here, ochre is discontinued, which is a tragedy, and I don't know why they would do that. It's an excellent color. I found mine on eBay, and I didn't get scammed there, so that's always good. You never know with eBay, but there was actually like a decent amount of people selling Pure Gynt in ochre, so you want to be twinsies, you're gonna have to eBay it, but I believe in you and you can do it. It's possible. I don't know why they would discontinue this color. It's so classic. Ugh, justice for ochre, man. Underrated color. Olga jacket, part of my spring plans. So excited to have this done and be able to wear it, but I'm also having so much fun knitting it that I don't want to stop knitting it. It's a tough place to be. So those are the only 2 actual whips I have going from this list. So now we're getting into like the more planny plans. My first plan that I do not have yarn to show you. Everything else I have yarn to show you. My first plan is the Maggie cardigan by Petite Knit. I have been wanting to make this cardigan since it came out. I have started it before, realized I was using the wrong fiber, frogged it, and then just like not wanted to cast it on again. So it's taken me a while to get back to a place where I feel like I can cast on another Maggie cardigan. And for this project, I will be using Knitting for Olive Merino, held with Knitting for Olive compatible cashmere in the colors Poppy Blue for both of them. I originally really wanted to make this sweater in Cardiff Cashmere. That's what the sample is knit in, and a lot of people have made it in Cardiff Cashmere. I really want to work with that yarn. I felt it in yarn stores before and it's so soft. And so I was like, okay, fine. For my birthday, I'll buy a sweater's quantity of Cardiff Cashmere as a treat. And then I ran the numbers, because I'm going to be making a size medium. Ran the numbers. It was like $280 for the amount of Cardiff Cashmere I would need to make this cardigan. This short-sleeved cardigan. And I could not bring myself to do that. I couldn't do it. So I was like, okay, I'll just do merino and soft silk mohair. The classic, we know her, we love her. But then I was like, wait a damn minute, because Knitting for Olive has a cashmere. Let's have a peruse at that. So their cashmere is a recycled cashmere, which is a sleigh. It's a fingering weight as opposed to Cardiff Cashmere, which is a DK weight. So you need a DK weight for the pattern. But then I was like, what if I held Knitting for Olive's merino, which is a fingering weight, with their regular merino, which is also a fingering weight, because that would in fact make a DK. A stroke of genius, you might call it. Others have. It's like half the price of what I would have paid to make it in Cardiff Cashmere. So granted, it's like only 50% cashmere as opposed to 100%, but I also think that will be good for the longevity of it as well, because I know people have trouble with cashmere pilling really badly, which sounds not too fun. I'm hoping that the merino kind of gives it a little bit more durability, I guess. I wanted to keep the cashmere element. It's, you know, it's still a treat, so I'm very excited to get started on this. I placed the order yesterday from when I'm filming this, and they have already shipped it. Okay, powerful. I don't know what they're doing in the Knitting for Olive store, but they are standing on business. I admire it. Coming soon. I'm very excited to cast that on. Can't wait. I think it's gonna be so cute. It's just like such a punchy blue. I don't know. I debated for a while what color I wanted in this. I really wanted like cantaloupe orange. That was my original vision. I tried to knit it in some, actually, this yarn, which is, oh, okay. Skein of yarn just hit the camera. Sorry if the angle changed. I tried to knit it in this yarn, actually, I will talk about more in a second, but this is a 100% cotton yarn. I hadn't really worked with cotton that much before. When I started knitting it up, it just wasn't looking and draping the way I wanted it to, but where was I? I was talking about colors. So I really wanted the cantaloupe orange for a long time, and then I was like, what if I make it red? I feel like red is a good color on me. I've had this talk before. I can't figure out what color season I am. Everybody thinks I'm a winter, but then somebody made a really compelling case that I'm actually a summer, which was interesting. Again, I don't fully subscribe to the color theory thing, like wear whatever the hell you want. We're literally floating on a rock in the middle of vast emptiness, like nothing matters. Wear whatever you want, it's fine. But I do think it is interesting. And so I feel like red, like a true red, plays really well with my features. And so I was like, okay, I'll do Cardiff Cashmere in red, and then obviously ran the numbers, was like, that's not happening. And then I was like, what if I did a blue? That'd be kind of crazy of me. I've wanted to work with Poppy Blue from Knitting for Olive for so long. I just haven't been able to figure out what project I wanted to make. And then I was like, now wait a second. It was like that scene in The Hangover. Numbers were just flying and I was ascending. And now we're here. So I'm excited. I was long-winded and I'm sorry, but I'm very excited. So let's talk about this now, because I am in fact still holding it. So this is Daisy DK from none other than Savannah Rose Handmade. You guys already know. This is in the colorway Poppy Delirium from last year's Midsummer Rebloom collection that she did, which was the sleigh to end all sleighs. I will never financially recover from that. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times, truly. I love this yarn so much, and I just, after I started and frogged the Maggie cardigan in it, I just like didn't know what to do with it, because it's beautiful, but it is kind of like a specific use case because it's cotton. So I think it needs to be something springy and summery. And I have been looking at the Rose Sole top. I really like the thicker construction of the band with the like straight neckline and stuff. I really like the scrappy versions I see people do. But then I remembered I had a lot of this and I want to use this. And I was like, that would kind of be incredible. Now that I'm like like thinking about it. A tank top out of this would be so cute. So that's my plan for this. I think it's gonna be really cute. I think I will wear that a lot in the summer. It's cotton, as I have stated several times, and I still really, really love this color, and I'm excited to get it worked up into a finished object, finally. It's been a long time coming, so I'm excited to work on that. Next up, we'll talk about the skein that hit my tripod. I am going to be casting on here pretty soon. I think after I finish my Olga jacket, I'm going to be casting on the Dagmar jacket, also by Petite Knit, and I'm going to be using this Lions brand Fisherman's Wool in the color Nature's Brown, I think. I believe it is undyed brown. This is in fact the natural color of the sheep, I believe. I haven't knit cables in so long, so I've been really wanting to do some cables, and I really like the Dagmar jacket. I know some people don't like the sleeves, and I do feel like they are a little bit big, but the girls that get it, get it. The girls that don't. I think that's what it boils down to. I'm okay with it. I think it'll be fine. I like an oversized look though. It's just a matter of preference, I fear. And yeah, I really wanted to make it in brown because I really love brown, especially for cardigans. I feel like it's such an underrated neutral for cardigans. I'm not too much of a cream girly personally, just because I spill everything. That's the main reason. I work with children and I spill everything. So it doesn't, that equation is not great. I do really want to knit something in cream though, because I feel like it just looks so classy, dare I say. It's just so, there's something about like a cable knit cream sweater that's just so sexy. That's so hot. It's hot, but like, for this specific cardigan, I knew this is something I want to be able to wear to work occasionally, and the brown is going to be better for that. So I know the cables won't be as pronounced, but I think that's okay. So I am very excited to get started on this one, and I'm going to be waiting to cast on with my friend Yeji of And Made Co. We're neighbors, fun fact. And so we want to knit something together because I think that would be really cute. And we both have been wanting to cast on the Dagmar jacket. And I believe, don't quote me on this, I believe she's also using Fisherman's Wool. I could be totally making things up, which is very possible, but I believe she, is she? Now that I'm saying it, I think she's not. Cascade 220? Go to Yeji's channel to find out, okay? I direct you to the source. But yeah, so we're gonna cast that on together, and that will be a delight. I think it's also going to be nice to have somebody working with me on this project, like in tandem, especially Yeji, who's like so technically proficient in knitting. Like, she's incredibly skillful and incredible at knitting, and I very much so look up to her as a knitter. Sorry, I'm Italian. It's the natural way my hand goes. Yeah, so I'm excited to have Yeji working on this at the same time as me because I am a tad bit intimidated by the charts. I do own the pattern. I've given it a read, and it is slightly intimidating just because it's kind of like a behemoth. It's very long and there's so many charts, and like, I've worked with so many charts before. It's not a big deal, but it's just a combination of I haven't cabled in a really long time. The pattern's huge, so many charts. I'm a little bit nervy. I think having an emotional support person for this is gonna be nice, and also it just gives us an excuse to hang out more, which is always welcome. So excited to cast this one on. I think it's gonna be so cute in the summer at the beach with my Levi's dad shorts. Shout out my Levi's dad shorts. I miss you. I'm coming for you. Hang on. Couple more months, babes. Then we'll be so back. I live, as I mentioned, like on the water. I do go to the beach quite often. And another fun fact, I am an expert agate hunter. If you know what agates are, it's like a semi-precious gemstones. It's from like volcanic something or other. We have a lot of them on the beaches on the coast of Washington because something to do with the tectonic plates and mountains and shit. I don't know. I'm not a geologist. I am, however, very good at finding agates. So my family and I, during the summer, go out to the coast quite a bit and do that stuff. So I'm excited to have a cute little sweater to toss on because our beaches are not warm. Our beaches are not warm, and they are not sandy. They are very rocky. But that is good for me. I prefer a rocky beach because I be beachcombing. I think I would be so bored on a sandy beach, truly. I need to be hunting for treasures. So yeah, can't wait. So excited. Oh yes, okay. So next up, I want to make the Midsummer Dancer socks by Sari Nordland. And I'm having a bit of a internal debate on this one. So originally, I bought yarn for the intended purpose of making these socks last year at Flock Fiber Festival. And my color of choice was Hyacinth House from the Scranton Stitcher on their original sock base. It's stunning. It's perfect. It's like the perfect wisteria bluish purple. I think the reason I love it so much is because it kind of reminds me of a My Little Pony I had as a child that I was obsessed with. I believe her name was Wisteria, and she was that girl. She was everything and more. I loved her. I think that's why I like this color so much. It's just a great color. I don't need to justify why I like a color, but I do think that's like the somewhere in the deep dark recesses of my brain is memories of that My Little Pony. Anyway, I bought this yarn to make those socks. Like, I bought this thinking I would make those socks with this yarn. But then I went to the Rose City Yarn Crawl, again, watch last video, and I got this sock yarn from Little Wing Fibers in Matcha Latte, and this is their Dreamy Cashmere sock base. So it has a little bit of cashmere content in it. It's beautiful. I love this color so much. It's very honeydew melon. Again, melon-esque colors just really do it for me. I don't know why, but yeah, I'm sure there's also some deep recess of a childhood memory to justify that as well if I really dug in there. But all you need to know, I really like melon-esque colors. And I found this and I was like, oh, I kind of think that might be even better for the Midsummer Dancer socks. I'm really torn, guys. So I need your help deciding which color to use for these socks. If I am able to figure out how to make a poll in the comments, I will make a poll. You guys vote. I will do whatever you decide. I can't decide. They're both such good options. And like, I could just make 2 pairs, but also I notoriously make 1 sock and then stop making socks for months. So what color should I use for the Midsummer Dancer socks? Follow-up question, what do you think I should make with the skein that we do not choose? Let me know if you have thoughts, feelings, emotions, etc. My next plan is the Romanticist's bandana by, oh shit, I just deleted my entire note. Come back, please. Please come back. Why did it do that? It's gone. By Meredith Campbell. This one's been on my radar since last summer, I think, and it's just been another one where I'm like, I don't know what I want to use for that. But when I was organizing my yarn stash a few videos ago, I found some leftover Knitting for All of Pure Silk in the color Sunflower, which of course is stunning and beautiful. I really like working with pure silk. I know some people don't. I find it to be very pleasant and I enjoy wearing silk. It makes me feel like a little baby princess and I think that's okay. So I am tempted to use this to make the bandana and I think it would be cute with my hair color, right? I don't know. But then I also remembered I have some leftover Knitting for Olive cotton merino in the color unicorn purple? No. Blueberry ice cream, there it is, that I got last year and used for a test knit I did for Star-Crossed Knits. I have a picture. I really like this yarn as well. I held it triple for the test knit, which was moderately insane. I think I could get away with holding it double for the bandana. And I also think this would be very cute. Come on guys, what do I do here? I could, again, it's like I can just make more than 1 bandana. I am aware of that. Which one should I use for this bandana? Let me know your thoughts on that. Please and thank you. Okay, lastly, before we wrap up here today, I have one honorable mention, and that is because it's a test knit. And at this point in time, I'm not sure if I was selected to do said test knit. I would like to be. And I am speaking of the Sandine sweater by Sweater Weather Ceramics. I am obsessed with this. So the kicker, I feel like I'm confessing something right now that I don't know if I'm prepared to confess, but I do go very hard for Fish Girl Summer considering I am somebody that doesn't really eat fish. Okay, I grew up in a fishing town. I fished my entire life. My dad is like a hardcore fisherman. I grew up in the culture of fishing and it's like truly always been a part of my life. But then when I was 15, I stole a goldfish from my high school's biology lab because they were doing tests on them and that made me sad. So I went in after school and I stole a couple of goldfish with my friend. I stand by that. I did what I did. It ended up being fine because they were done with the experiments and so she was going to give them away anyway, but I did needlessly go full fish bandit. So I got 2 goldfish from the biology lab, and one of them died the first day home, which was very sad. But then this other goldfish, I named him Phineas, but he went by Finn, and he lived for a good 4 years, and I'm literally tearing up. This is so dumb. I loved that goldfish, okay? I loved him. He knew me. First of all, he knew me. Like, when I would come into the room, he would freak out. He knew me. That tiny little goldfish, like 25-cent carnival goldfish, knew me. He was sentient. And ever since I had Finn, I have a really hard time eating fish. And I know this is like absolute lunacy, the entire story, but I really, really loved that fish. I was fully like teenager, like a late teenager when this happened, and I was this attached to a goldfish. His legacy lives on, okay? Gone but never forgotten. Phineas, I love you wherever you are. I really loved that goldfish. So it's just tough for me to eat fish now. I really can. Occasionally I will, like if my dad caught it that day, you know, and it's like a big deal to him. Very, very rarely, and I feel bad the entire time. That is ironic, and I do acknowledge that. It's a really cute sweater though, right? I feel like it's what I wish the halibut was, to be honest. I've knit a halibut sweater before, and it tested me in ways I never thought psychologically possible. But this one seems a lot more simple. The motif is like more minimal. The yoke ends at a reasonable depth so as not to give you a swan show, which cannot be said about the halibut. And I really like the short sleeve and the cotton yarn for this motif. I think it's really cute. It's like very, what was it, when we were all like Italian core or whatever a few summers ago. One specific pair of Lisa Says Ga jeans is what it reminds me of, and I still love those jeans, okay? I think they're still super cute. I don't care if it was a micro trend. I think micro trends are stupid. I think if it's cute, it's cute, and it was cute, and I think it would be cute with the fish sweater, okay? So I hope I get selected for this test knit. I would like to use the yarn the designer used in their sample. It's from this Portuguese yarn brand that I have worked with a little bit and really enjoy, called Retrosaria, I think. And the specific yarn is Rosa Pomar Mungo. 50% recycled wool, 50% recycled cotton. So it has like a rusticy look to it. It's not very uniform. It looks a little bit like raw and kind of natural, which I like that look. And I think it would be so cute with yellow for the main color and then white fish. I know a lot of yellow going on this season for me. Yellow is in fact my favorite color, so it does check out. And I think it would be really cute for the summer. So hopefully I get to do that test knit. If I don't, that will be in my summer plans. But yeah, I think that is all of my spring plans, like what I sincerely want to accomplish this spring. And again, if you want to see some more spring-y patterns that I really like but don't think I will get around to this spring, let me know and I will film a spring, early summer pattern roundup for you. It's hard to motivate myself to do that without you guys asking for it because it takes so long to make those videos. They are a nightmare to edit. So if you really want it, I will do it because I'm nothing if not benevolent, but I will need the push. So let me know. And yeah, thank you for watching. Happy spring again. Can't believe we made it. The sun is out, the freckles are back, and everything is going to be okay. Hopefully. Anyway, okay, bye.